Yo guys, and welcome to the Ultimate Raid and Zombies guide. This is basically an updated version of what Gluke did a year ago, except I've kind of one-upped it. There's no charge rifle anymore, there'll be parkours and how to do them, drop chances, and many more. These are also the practice maps you should practice your parkour on. All of the timestamps are on screen or in the description for your desired raid or zombies. At the start of your Tortuga run, you can go over to this stand, which there'll be a pistol. These are unlimited and anybody can pick these up. Or you can go on top of this ladder, where there'll be a deagle on this skeleton's lap. You go out this door, you can grab the compass. You must pick this up, otherwise you cannot complete the run. Then you can also go over this parkour to do some fishing for these items. These two will complete the Shark Bite AK craftable. You can go over this sketchy parkour to this crossbow. I do not recommend it because it doesn't do as much damage as the others. But if you really want it because you've got a cool skin, do this parkour and it's on this island on this skeleton's lap. If you want the sword off to not trip the AK TNT wire, you can go to this stone island over here. If you're only grabbing the sword off, you can also do this little wall jump onto the island. Also, once the timer has started, you can pick up this pot, which gives you 2 times fire rate and poisons you for 100 health over time. Once you reach 70 health, you can pick up this from on the other stand, which regens you 50 health and makes you dizzy. A fun fact that not many people know, if you accidentally fail a parkour and land in the water, which takes you 50 health, you can go back to that pot, which regens you 50 health also. When you are baiting the crab, I recommend you take the deagle because it 2-taps the TNT. Also, while you are baiting, you can pick up this paddle, which you also need to complete the mission. If you go up this ladder, you can find yourself some crumb and also a techie. The best way to complete the crab bait for beginners is you loop around the crab, evading its sandballs and the cannonball shot at you, and also trying to take as little damage from the crablings as possible. If you do get hit by the crab sandball or the cannonball, not only do you take damage, you also get rooted. Once you defeat the crab, you can get an item dropped. To advance, you can bounce off the tree in the wall and go onto a ledge. Alternatively, you can bounce off this little beam and then advance up the ladder. Do a little hopscotch over. Or to make it easy, you can just strafe the full thing and then up this rope. Across, and then up this ladder to the top. So you can do what I like to do, shotgun boosts. What makes it easy for you if you use jump and shoot on the same keybind. I use scroll wheel for this. There are 2 crumbs up here. Please leave these for people that really need it. To the dropper, you want to do A and D wall jumping, avoiding these wooden beams, otherwise you will take 50 health. And if you want the semi, which is halfway down, you want to jump a little bit earlier after the second beam and onto this ledge. To do this semi parkour, you just want to normally jump with this 1 pebble at the start, and then doing strafe jumping all the way across. If you try to do normal jumping, you will fall and take damage in this lava, which does 40. When you reach the bottom of the dropper, there'll be a cannon on the right side. Try to move out of the way of it as quick as possible. When you reach the bottom of the dropper, go left, where you can pick up the revolver at the skeleton's feet. This way is easier for beginners, and then you can strafe around these walls and make it safely across the river. You can either go A left, where you can go up these little jumps on this wooden beam and up, or you can do this wall jump parkour. Go across these little small pebbles onto this box and press WA and delay your jumps up. Alternatively, you can go right side doing these strafe wall jumps. You can either stop here, or you can keep your momentum and just jump across and up. Another way you can do this right side if you do exactly the same, but instead of going left, you go right and wall jump off this wall and on top of the box. When you're doing your AK map parkour, carefully make your way over these beams to the left, over this beam, and over these boxes to your map. When you do this, go over this box, up this ladder, and then across these tiny beams. Be careful because you will trip this wire guaranteed. If you make it to the back of the wall, you'll either take little or no damage from this TNT, and you have your AK. When you have advanced, you can go get the FAMAS by doing this little small pebble parkour over the lava. And that last little jump, you can either strafe that or do the small pebble if you prefer. It doesn't matter which one you do. There's your FAMAS and crumb if you need the health. Yet again, do the small little pebble or just strafe over to that beam. And over these last 2 pebbles and you are safe. And now onto the monkey bait or King Crumb. If you go left to right, you will avoid the TNT that it throws at you. If the TNT directly impacts you, you will take damage and be rooted. The King Crumb has a chance to drop the fermenter body item. While somebody's baiting, you can drop down here. There's another pot of crumb on the table. You start shooting the monkey. Do not get too close, otherwise you will unbait the monkey from the baiter himself. And if you do have enough points, if you would like, you can do WD delayed jumps up here to the fermenter and get these status effects. Once you've defeated the monkey, make your way over this little parkour. Do the strafe onto this box, it saves a little bit of time. And then once you're at the end, you set sail and start defeating the final boss, Captain Krunk. As a baiter, shoot the TNTs beneath its feet and start looping it around the boat. As a non-baiter, please do not shoot the TNTs. Your baiter will need these while starting to loop, otherwise you may kill your baiter. Otherwise, shoot these drowned sailors that come in. These balls that it fires take damage and root you. These shotgun shots that the captain shoot also root you. So either jump or you can crouch beneath it to avoid. When the captain reaches half health, it will spawn the mirror image. The mirror image will go to the furthest player away for a minimum of 2 slashes and then switch targets to the other furthest. Also, as long as you've done a little bit of damage to the mirror and it dies before the end of the run, you'll get a +1 on your progress for the mirror's cutlass. The mirror image also has a chance to drop the Ahoy Spirit hat. And finally, once you defeat the captain will drop items. And then at the end, there'll be a chest that has a chance to spawn these 4 items. And these are all the item drop chances in Tortuga. As you can see, you can rarely get a crystal in semi-info mushroom. If you do find one, you must knife it to mine it. You can get the compass and the sword off at the same time if you keep your momentum. Quicker ways to do the dropper. Fast semi-parkour. Fast AK map parkour. This is what I mean by you can do the shotgun boost to completely avoid the wire. Little trick that I learnt with the sword off the other day. The rescue jump. Thank you, Roding, for doing this for me. Another quick way you can do the AK. Advanced way to get all the way back and catch up with your team. And another sawn off boost. Quick ways to do the FAMAS parkour. Fast way to go bait the monkey. A fast way to advance. The knife bait on Captain Krunk. When everybody is lined up on the railing and the baiter is far back enough, the mirror image should go to the baiter immediately. This was a bit of an accident here because it wasn't far back enough. But eventually the mirror image goes to the baiter and then will get stuck on the captain if done right. And that's it for Tortuga. When you load up Soul Sanctum, you'll be spawned in this little room which have a bunch of guns on the floor. These include Deagle, Techie and a bunch of pistols. There's this crumb pot to the side, and you can do this little parkour up, in which you'll find a zapper, which is very pointless. Then over here is the auto pistol at the skeleton, another pot of crumb, and a mimic of a healing rift that does absolutely nothing. In the first room, there were 6 wandering souls and the main boss weeping soul. All these wandering souls are one tap on a knife and each give 10 points. And to bait, you can just circle around the weeping soul, knifing it. Or you can do this parkour over here on top of these boxes, across these beams into the platform where the shotgun is. And do the same bait with a shotgun. The weeping soul drops 100 points when you kill it. So if you're grabbing the points for the AK and SMG room, which require 150, then deal the final blow to this. If the weeping soul TPs on top of the TNT when it's low, don't destroy it, otherwise you will not get the points. Also, when you kill the boss, you will get an item drop, and then you can proceed through the door that opens, doing this parkour. Sometimes there'll be junk on the side that'll rarely spawn, and just make your way all the way up doing this parkour all the way around and to the top of the tower. When you reach the top of this ladder, you can do this strafe wall jump and onto this rope. Or you can just make your way around normally if you like. Once you reach the top and you need healing, you can go over here and do this little parkour. And through this tunnel, we can go through the maze and find the healing rift. Do as I do. There's a healing rift and a revolver on this chair. Also, there is a little parkour over here, where there'll be a fermenter and a knife regenerator over the sketchy parkour. The fermenter in Soul Sanctum is exactly the same as the Tortuga one. And if you fall in this acid, you will take 100 health. When you make your way out, do as I do again. Instead of coming in the way that you came from, there'll be a new way that you can go out. And then you're out. And do be careful, if you go the wrong way, you will get jump scared. And then you are locked in here forever until the end of the round, the time finishes, or you refresh. Do be warned, there is more than one way to get jump scared in this maze, like entering and exiting. This is the full maze layout. Once you reach this green area, the main door will close and the new door will open. So if you are late to this, imagine you're trying to exit, go in reverse. All these lines highlighted in white have a 10% chance to jump scare you, and obviously there's this red one that traps you and jump scares you guaranteed. Also, there is this auto pistol over here, but it's not really worth getting in my opinion. When you advance, there'll be 2 soul fiends on the beam above. You can either shoot them down here, and if you find the right angle, they won't be able to hit you, or you can completely advance and avoid them if you'd like. Moving ahead, you go and do this parkour, and then strafe around this pole. There'll be an Uzi on the platform. When you go up, there'll be this door which you open for the AK and SMG. When moving ahead, don't go left side. This treasure ahead sign is to lure you to your death. Down this dropper is a trap full of spikes that will instantly kill you. Across the bridge there'll be an angered soul that shoots orbs at you. On this beam there'll be a sniper at this skeleton. When you make it all the way across, there'll be a semi-auto next to this box. And then the FAMAS right close to this angered soul. Do be careful, the square where the angered soul is has a 10% chance to jump scare you.
Oh my god, I found it, never mind.
Now onto the dropper, if you hog the left side, you'll be able to go to the RPG parkour. This is also a safe space, just in case you might die to the drop. Just doing these strafe around these bars to the RPG. Or alternatively, you can jump over these bars doing strafe jumping as well. At the end of the dropper, there'll be a blaster on one of these wooden beams where you can slide down this wall and pick it up. Now you're in the boss room. There'll be 3 soul fiends surrounding the boss, and if you hide behind this button, the orbs it shoots won't be able to hit you. The middle one will shoot the boss cage, and the left one will shoot the button you're hiding behind. And you can do the same again with the 4th button. If you find a good angle on the 2nd button, and your team's still alive, the front 2 won't be able to shoot you. If you find you don't have enough time to hit the 3rd button, jump on it, and then jump on this big button by jump crouching. Once all 4 buttons are done, the boss cage will open. Always do every single button just over the full mark. Every 10 seconds the Lord of Souls will spawn lost souls which also shoot orbs. And if you stay still, then the Lord of Souls will just shoot above you, completely missing you. You can also take the boss's aggro by staying on the first platform. When the boss reaches half health, it will spawn 6 pumpkins around him. You must deal the final blow to these pumpkins to progress during the Pumpy Pet challenge. Then finally, once you defeat the Lord of Souls, he'll drop an item and open the final door. There's 2 ways you can end. Your full team can wipe and reset, or you can go through the final door, do the parkour to the end. When you go through the final door, you have to go up this ramp and avoid the gatekeeper's orbs. Up this ladder past it, onto the platform, just strafe off this wall jump, make it easier, onto these planks, onto the beam, then onto the cage, and you're at the end. Then there'll be a chest containing these items, and possibly some junk. And these are the items and their drop chances in Soul Sanctum. First parkour skip. Quick platform parkour. The shotgun jump. Second acid skip. Fast dropper. Button 3 skip. Knife throws the 3rd button. Go from 4th ladder to the 4th break. And from 2nd button to the 2nd brick. Baiting with shotgun. Fast end parkour. And that's all for Soul Sanctum. When you load into Lab Raid, you'll be spawned in this square room, and around the room there'll be pistols and a techie. When you go out of the back shutter, there'll be an auto pistol behind this left box. And if you do the river parkour, there'll be a crossbow. But in reality, the crossbow is even more useless than the Tortuga one, so I really do not recommend you go for this. Grab a secondary and out this front shutter, you'll be greeted by a rocket shooting robot and 4 scientists. You go left or right underneath one of these platforms and behind a pillar, and you won't be shot by anything that tries to shoot you. Once you defeat the first boss, it'll drop an item, and then it'll open up a hole in the middle which you have to drop down. Once you drop, you'll be greeted by a bunch of zombies, and then to get up and safe, you have to jump on this button and get across. There's this keycard over here, this is your first one. Keycards heal 50 HP every time. Or you can jump on this container and then do a jump crouch over to the revolver. Alternatively, you can jump on the vent and then strafe around it. When you're progressing, you can jump on this pipe, jump on top of these test tubes, and then jump across. Or if you're going to go grab the shotgun, you can strafe over on this light and across, and then your shotgun's in this corner. And then you need to go and open this door, and then you'll be greeted by a scientist. Try to get on the smallest angle possible so it can't shoot you, but you can shoot it. And then on top of this vent, there'll be your second key card. And then there'll be a second scientist over the parkour, which you can kill. And now for the parkour, I've put the normal version in here anyway, but in my opinion, this is way harder to do than the fast version. There's just so much room for error when jumping on these ridiculously tiny beams. So if you want to do this at your own risk. But in my opinion, you should do the faster version and practice this until you perfected it. But for the fast version, you just want to grab a little bit of momentum, jump on this second square to the third, on this bridge and across. And then on top of these boxes, there'll be a FAMAS. And then to the next area, the best way to kill these two scientists in this room, you have to go across this river and then get underneath this railing, underneath this scientist to kill this one. And then to kill the second one, you just shoot around these cardboard boxes. In this same area will be your third key card. It's at the end of this river over these cardboard boxes. And there's your key card and also a semi-auto. Jumping up and to the left, there'll be an alien blaster over here. And proceed to jump up and go to the right through this door and up these stairs. In this next room, there'll be a couple of maniacs that'll be shooting shotguns at you with bad aim. Then there's your fourth key card. And they can jump up and go right. In this next area in the sewage, or what we like to call poo water, there'll be a scientist all the way across that you need to kill. Once you've killed it, you need to jump over this parkour. To your left, there'll be an RPG if you'd like it. And then to the right, there'll be your last key card. And then proceed doing this last bit of parkour. Then on top of this ledge, you can go up this ladder and jump across these boxes where you have your AK. Once all 5 cards have been obtained, you can go through this door, up these stairs and up this ladder to the final boss room. In the final boss room, there'll be 2 scientists and 2 zombies which you need to kill. This will make your life way more easier when you start to shoot Dr. Krunk. You can also do knife bait on the boss, which is very, very easy. To do the knife bait, you just hold S and knife. There's 2 different movesets to the Dr. Krunk. There'll be its normal melee and then the orb shooting that it does there. Once you've killed it, it'll drop an item and also drop a box which contains the very same item that you just obtained. In the finish room, there'll be junk spread around the room and also a chance to have Frost Essence and Crunkanium. And these are all the drop chances for Laboratory Raid. For advanced lab parkours, there's not really too much to show off. There's these for the river. There's a 5th keycard jump. And then sewer water skips. And that's all for Laboratory Raid. When you load into zombies, you'll start with a pistol, and there's a pistol behind you to refill your ammo. For the wall guns, there's an auto pistol worth 350, a deagle worth 600, a rev worth a K, a noob tube a K, a semi a K, techie worth 500, sawn off 150, and as usual, the mystery box is 950. For the perks, power slide is worth 15,000, western hands 3,000, double up 2,000, Chrome 2500, Swift 2000. There's also another perk like Power Slide that if you slide into the zombies it causes an explosion. That perk spawns at round 10 and is also 15,000. And you can get a perk like Mule Kick rarely by killing zombies. If you're interested in knowing what the rounds mean when they have different names, then these are what they mean. If you crouch into a perk station you get points. In early rounds you want to knife zombies from behind because they're only programmed to hit in front of them. Apart from Flesh Colossals, which near enough have a 360-degree hit range, but if you're hitting the back right of their hitbox, they won't be able to hit you. Zombie drops that you can rarely get to help you in game, like perks, fire sales, double points, nukes, insta-kills, miniguns, grenade launchers, and max ammos. Knocking on the door next to the semi-auto will give you something that'll help your team. Knocking on the door costs 2500, and if you have a space on your team, rarely it will give you Uncle Joe. If you want the Pack-a-Punch, you basically need to put the zombies in a ritual. How this ritual will work is every second digit of the zombie, you need to put them in order. That goes 1, 2, 3. So because these runners are level 11, put these first, because the second digit is 1. Through the 525 sprays on this wall, this will open this blue portal, and then lure the zombies into it in order. Put the brute in second, as the second digit is 2. And then the walker in third, as the second digit is 3. And now the Pack-a-Punch door is open at the end of the train tracks. Pack-a-Punching costs 5,000 points. Also, after the ritual is done, it will start an Easter egg. Shoot all these skulls in these designated locations. These locations are the exact same as what it used to be in Gluke's video. Once you've done that, you'll get 4 drops. These are Pack-a-Punches and or perks. When you knife the box enough times to help out your team, it'll eventually give you the trait Sharing is Caring. What Sharing is Caring will do, it'll divide the original cost of the mystery box by 2. This effect will only be for you and not for your team. Over at this car, you can connect the car's battery to the music box, which costs 2,000. What the music box will do is it'll alert every single zombie that is loaded into the map. The zombies won't throw any attacks, and the music box will last for 30 seconds. These are the odds of what the zombies can drop, and these are the odds to getting frog and attack drone. Please read this carefully so you have an understanding of how these drop. I'd say the best way to grind these is going from round 1 to 14. The frog will drop in this location, and the attack drone will drop like it just got Flying Dutchman. If you did enjoy this video, guys, of course give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and happy raiding, happy zombies grinding, and have a good one.